Welcome back to our live broadcast coming to you from Hawaii as we continue the coverage of the coronavirus COVID-19 pandemic here in North America. COVID-19 has forced educators and parents to rethink educational practices and habits now that are learning in some level of homeschooling situation. While it is a shock for many, there are some who have been successfully homeschooling their children for a while. With Eagle News today, and joining us from Jacksonville, Florida, is Stephanie Cañete. Aloha, Stephanie. How are you?
Aloha, Alfred. I am great and so happy to chat with you today.
So let's start just basics. I mean, how long have you been homeschooling your kids, and what made you choose this method?
Yeah, I have an 11-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a 1-year-old. And we've been homeschooling since my eldest started kindergarten. So this is our 6th year. Before that, I did go into it a little confidently more than other moms and dads because I was a public school educator for 11 years. But to be honest, I didn't even know homeschooling. I didn't even know it existed. We were enrolling him in kindergarten, and it just wasn't the right fit. The question was, is this the best option we can give our son? And it was the neighborhood school, and we loved our neighborhood. To spare the details, my husband and I were like, you know what, this isn't going to work out. And so we prayed and we searched, and I turned on Food Network, and one of my favorites was saying how she homeschooled, and I was homeschooling. So I went to the internet, looked it up, and I was like, hey, we could do that. And so we tried it, and we keep it open every year. We're like, we'll see if he wants to do it this year. Let's see if he wants to do it that year. And we're loving it now. It grows on you. But word to all my moms and dads out there, we're all doing what's best for our children in whatever the circumstance may be. So that's what my message would be here. But yes, if you do contact me personally, I will do my very best to persuade you to try homeschooling. I've lost a lot of friends. No, I gain a lot of good friends and family that way. Yeah.
Now, you are one mom, of course, and with 3 kids. As they grow older, like my own kids, they're going to start competing for attention. How do you balance, that kind of challenge?
That is the exact dilemma I've been dealing with this week, the sibling rivalry, because we want more attention and because the older one is ready for his needs and the younger one is ready for her needs. You've got the gender needs and the age needs and only 4 corners in one room. But it's just a matter of realizing that as their mom, as their dad, you are the expert on your child. You know their heritage. You've bought every item that has entertained them. You saw them choose the box over the toy. You know what they're reading because you're signing that reading log every night, and you're checking out the books at the library or buying you are the one supplying them their experiences. And so that would be my first tip to all the parents suddenly spending a lot more time with our little ones, is to just interview them. Give them that attention and jot down what they are currently interested in. And from there, you're going to find it's so easy to occupy all this newfound time with them and equip them, because you're going to take it from where they are interested. They don't get that at school. At school, it's here's the curriculum, here's what we're going to do, right? And you know what? We're at home. We got to stay home. We're going to stay safe at home together. We're going to go out and get some fresh air if we can. But for the most part, it's you and me. And so let's do this together. Let's make it happen and get to know who you are. And I want you to know who I am. They love stories. They want to know who you were as a young man, or what you were little. They just love learning that about us. And this is an opportunity to share that. Yeah.
Now, of course, you've been homeschooling before this crisis began, and then this happened. surely there might have been some kind of adjustments that you had to go through.
Yes.
Learn something new during this period of staying at home and having limited travel to be able to get resources for homeschooling. Share that experience of that transition, or stuff that you had to learn, as this situation began.
There is a huge transition. We did put my son through preschool. So I remember when I said, all right, mommy's going to be your teacher now, he would still call me Miss Ginger, his preschool teacher's name, for at least 2 months. And I learned not to take that personally, meaning she was just so good. She imprinted on him in such a wonderful way. And so a lot of what you might want to do is what's known as unschool or deschool.
Mm-hmm.
And that is simply a day-by-day thing with the idea that in a couple of weeks, we're going to know exactly what vehicle we're driving here. And the reason for that is we have all just gotten derailed. Okay, we were all on the road, right? We had our GPS set. We were like, we're going to take this exit. And, we all had these plans. And all of a sudden we're like, nope, right here. And that impacted the children as well. So we have to show them how to handle when your plan A is not working out. Okay, so with that is just a little bit of unschooling. And that doesn't involve throwing a party, no school. You never want to shift the attitude towards learning. We're going to learn, and we're going to learn together. But you kind of want to help them, help them grieve. We're all grieving, losing some privileges and rights that we're very accustomed to. Well, they lost that too. So what are they missing? And help them, grieve. Oh, we do miss classmates, and we do miss the teacher, and we definitely miss whatever part of the school day that they. And the neat thing is you're jotting down what really mattered to them, or what was interesting and valuable to them. After a couple moments of that, start exploring the home and what you have that could supply the same need that they had. And again, discovering what is important to them, what's interesting to them, giving them, instead of copying school at home, right? You are trying to give them consistency. So all parents know that rhythm and that pattern of the day is so important. So again, when they wake, what can they expect? And then after these maybe you have a morning family meeting or a morning session, or everyone's at the table now for breakfast. What is the day going to look like, and what can they count on? And those consistencies are going to really excite them and comfort them more so that you can throw in the day some things that will excite them and things that everyone can look forward to. Out of the 6 years that I've been homeschooling, 3 of them I was work at home homeschooling. And I know a lot of parents, my friends especially, they're like, whoa, I have work to do, end of day. And I've got little people that are, looking to me to entertain them. And so let's all just take a deep breath and get really realistic there. As to what is doable, what can you provide, where can you all meet? I do know my favorite technique was top of the hour. So at the top of the hour, I would just check in with each of my kids. I would play a math game, and then the next hour I would read them a story, a picture book, or a chapter out of a chapter book, and it always took way less than 10 minutes. Although I slotted 10 minutes of my hour. So that would typically at the office be your water cooler, picking up the phone to check message, personal time. And so that was my time with the kids. And they don't need much more than that. All of a sudden, I'm good, Mom. Yeah, okay. And they're going to run off and entertain themselves or set themselves up for success because you filled up their little tank. And so you're just constantly doing that during the day. Yeah.
So, before we let you go, what kind of tips would you like to offer parents, especially now? They're faced with this situation and they're spending more time with kids, but have no idea of how homeschooling works. And any kind of resources that are out there that you can recommend to our audiences, especially parents.
Oh, the internet is vast. With the resources, because this is not a new phenomenon. There are families worldwide that are doing this and that have documented their journeys. So just be cautious, because it's almost like going on Pinterest or going on YouTube. It's just so vast. You're going to end up just scrolling and scrolling and going, oh my gosh, where do I begin? And so my number one tip would be Stephen Covey's tip number 2 for highly successful people: begin with the end in mind. And I know it was touched on earlier. Simply, this is going to end. This gift of time without an end in sight, but there is an end in sight. We're all just waiting on that. We'd like to know, but for now, it's a gift, an unexpected staycation, if you will. And so begin with the end in mind. What do you want your child to say when they recall this part of 2020, whether they call it COVID-19 or, when they hear the word coronavirus, we've all got something, like it'll be a nice little trigger word in the future. But when it comes to, when my mom was my teacher or when my dad helped me, this is how my family handled it. So to come up with a simple tradition daily would be awesome. Whether you start the day off with a little huddle, or if you end the day in a huddle where you reflect on your failures or some triumphs, a little dance party, something just to your family culture. It's going to thrive if it hasn't already, because you've sat down and you've enriched one another with what matters. And that's the focus on, because when you send your kids back to school, the teacher's just so happy to have them back. And they're going to pick up, it's just like summer break. Right? You've heard of the summer slide, right? They finished year 10, but they go back to start year 11, but they still have to review parts of year 10 because summer was so long. So that's what I'm hinting at here. Whenever they're able to get back, they're going to all kind of restart a little bit to touch on things. So as long as they're reading every day, reviewing math facts here and there, and learning who they are and what their family stands for, they're going to be in really great position to move forward when it's time to do so.
I'm losing battery. Thanks, Stephanie. We wish you the best and good luck, and please stay safe there in Florida. Good luck to you.
Thank you